Oh, spilled milk. Oh my God, look at what happened to it. Oh, hello. Good morning. My kitchen is a mess. My son is hanging out watching his videos. I'm watching my old videos from this channel. I'll do a little like update soon so you guys can kind of like catch up. But yeah, that's the baby from my videos that are on my channel right now. Yeah, kitchen is a mess. So I'm about to clean it up. I mean, it's not horrible, but it definitely needs some work. No lollipops right now. Oh, you trying to find the lollipop video?
Yes.
Yeah. So, let's clean, shall we? I need to come get my tripod. If I can remember where I put it. Maybe. Actually, I think it's in the tub. I found it. Now that the kitchen is clean, all the dishes are done and put away. Well, there's some in the dishwasher, but I was able to kind of like pick up and organize a little bit. Now that that's done, I'm going to be making my second sourdough recipe ever with my own baby starter, and I'm so excited. Here she is. This is the discard from this morning, and she is looking nice and bubbly and ready to be turned into something. We're making this recipe from Taste of Lizzie Tea. This is a quick sourdough bread, like loaf bread, and I'm really excited to try this. It uses discard and it also uses yeast, and that's what makes it quick. So, and that's what I'm looking for because I'm making a pre-Thanksgiving dinner for my sister-in-law's birthday. Well, we're celebrating tomorrow. Her birthday was a few days ago. And so I need to make the sourdough bread so that I can make it into croutons, so that I can make it into stuffing. So that is my objective today, to do that. And then I also need to prep some of the other sides. I wanted to get the sweet potato casserole ready and try to see if I have what I need to bake in, because I'm very limited on what I have on hand in terms of vessels to actually cook in. So some of them might be made in my pans that I use on the stove because they are oven safe, and I really don't have very many things that I can use. I do have a cupcake pan, so that would be interesting to do like sweet potatoes individual serve in those. I might like have to give it a try and see if it works. We're gonna go ahead and get the stand mixer out and get started on this quick sourdough bread and see how it turns out. Pour the warmed milk into the bowl of a stand mixer, sprinkle with yeast over the milk. The other thing is I don't have bread flour. I only have regular flour, and I'm just hoping it is okay. I don't know the difference. I should probably look it up, but I'm gonna try it with regular flour and we're gonna see how it comes out. Might be a lot more dense. I feel like I have a different kind of flour, but oh, it is bread flour. Okay, let's use that then. Yeasty goodness from the fridge. So we need 1.5 cups of warmed milk. Usually I would warm it in this, but as you can see, she is busy. Can I get 1.5 cups in there? I don't know. Let me use the large one. I know these are supposed to be dry measurements only, but my wet one is in use, so that's what we're going with. Oh, spilt milk. Should be between 110 and 115. It's only like 70. Let's go a little sugar. This is literally the last piece of pumpkin loaf from the loaf I made yesterday. So good. Sourdough pumpkin loaf from, I think it's Little Spoon Farm. Yeah, really good. 94. A little bit more. 108.5. That's good enough. Pour that into the stand mixer. And then it is 2.5 teaspoons of instant yeast. 2.5 teaspoons. Add the sourdough starter, canola oil, salt, sugar, baking soda, and flour. 1 cup of sourdough starter. Next up is the canola oil, and it takes 1/4 cup. I have canola and vegetables, so that's a bonus. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar. Baking soda and flour. So the baking soda is 1/2 a teaspoon. 4.5 cups of bread flour. If I don't have enough, then I'm just gonna sub for the regular flour. It'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. We're gonna let that work its magic. Tacky to the touch.
Eat it.
We can't eat it yet. We have to cook it first. You bake. I have mixed the dough, and I felt so bad for my mixer because it was working real hard. But now it's time to transfer the dough into a sprayed dish to let it rise. So I had my coffee creamer in this, but because I had no other container, but we went to Target last night and I was able to get a container to put my sugar in, and then I used my old sourdough starter container to put my creamer in. So now I have my mixing bowl back. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the bread in here and get it to rising, and then we'll be able to bake. So it says to spray it, which I could do, but I'm actually just gonna do a drizzle of olive oil in there, making sure to get every nook and cranny. My hands have been so dry that I think the olive oil will help my hands. Transfer the dough to a large bowl, spray with baking spray, cover the bowl.
Cry apple juice.
Did you cry your apple juice? You spilled it, didn't you?
Yes.
Allow the dough to rise in a warm place for 30 minutes or until double. I've been putting my sourdough starter on top of my fridge, and that seems to be working well. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I didn't shape it before I put it in there, but that's what we're working with. And if it's supposed to get double, it's gonna bubble up over the top of this. Or I think I'm just gonna use some saran wrap and I'm gonna spray it, but I'm also going to just drape it loosely, I think. So I am gonna spray this one because trying to rub olive oil on this probably won't turn out very well. I'm gonna give it a little bit of room to grow and push out of there. I will give you an update. Hopefully it doubles. I'm in the middle of lunch and I need to put my son down for a nap, but I don't know if you see this over here on top of the fridge. I think it's ready. Oh my God, look at what happened to it. What? Oh, she's a beastie. I'm so excited because I don't want to let it like over rise, because I've heard that's bad, right? If you let it rise too much, because it has a second rise to do in the pans. Divide it into 2 loaves and place them in a greased 8x4 and 9x5 loaf pans. Cover and allow the dough to rise for another 20 minutes. So side tangent, he's a really picky eater, and he tends to be a little dramatic when it comes to trying new foods. So I gave him a little bit of my chicken pot pie, my homemade chicken pot pie, and he ate the potatoes fine, but when it came to the carrots and celery, it was a no-go. He gagged, and not because it doesn't taste good, because it does, it tastes good, but it doesn't taste good to him, apparently. So we're gonna do mac and cheese for him, and then I need to get this dough situated. Now, it doesn't give specific directions on like what to do with, like, how do you make it into 2 loaves? Do you just literally divide it, or do you like roll it out and stuff? It doesn't tell me, because it says to reserve a 1/2 cup of flour for handling the dough, but it doesn't tell me in the instructions what to do to divide it and put it into the pans. Do I roll it out and then roll it up like I've seen other people do? Do I literally just make it into like a little loaf shape and plop it in? Like, what do I do? I guess I'm just gonna have to like go with what I've kind of seen before and just go for it. Ooh, good plop. I've seen people fold. Oh, I shouldn't have put that much flour on it probably. I've seen people fold and do this situation. Ooh, it tore a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing. Like that situation. Nice and smooth. I don't know how even that is. It looks pretty even. Pretty good loaf, I feel like. Flour the towel. We're gonna let those rise for another 20 minutes, and then we're going to put them into the oven. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then brush on some like oil, and then they bake for like 25 to 30 minutes. So my first ever sandwich bread. I've made artisan bread, not sourdough, just regular. And that's pretty much the only bread I've ever made, besides the pumpkin bread and banana bread. But this is actual sandwich bread, so I'm really anxious to see if it turns out okay. Okay, I got my son in bed. I did some dishes. We had some lunch. Well, not all in that order, but here is the bread. This one rose a little bit more than that one did, but it's been 20-30 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and put them in. The recipe says to bake it for about 25, ooh, I forgot to brush it with oil. I don't have a brush, so I'm just gonna have to kind of, all right, so now they're brushed with oil. They're gonna bake for about 25 to 30 minutes, and we'll see how they turn out. I'm crossing my fingers. Please come out okay. Set a timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, counting down.
Thank you. It has been 25 minutes, and we're taking our bread out of the oven. I'm gonna check it first. Oh, hello. Hello, loafies. Who is she? Who even is she? Oh, she's gorgeous. Her sister with the big butt. Look at what I have created. So now I have to let these cool in the pan for 10 minutes, and then I can transfer them to a rack. They're done when they sound hollow. They sound pretty done to me. So we're gonna let those cool for about 10 minutes, and then we will put them on a cooling rack, let them cool completely They look so good.